Hey y'all, Iric Sky here. As always, in a safe and responsible location. Within this video, I want to respond to one of y'all's questions. Actually, several of y'all had this question. Can you demonstrate obstacle avoidance with the DJI Mini 3 Pro? That's a feature that came to the new Mini 3 Pro that didn't exist in the previous smaller drones. So, we're in normal mode. And again, never trust obstacle avoidance to be safe and responsible. But I'm going to show you what should happen. And again, don't trust it, because it may fail and it could be catastrophic. You could cut your face, you could cut your phalanges, you could cut something else. So, you know, don't trust it. But with that being said, I'm going to bring it to me in normal mode. It starts to beep, and then the beep becomes more rapid. And now it won't come closer, but see, as I go away, the beep slows down until it exits what I'll refer to, and there's probably a better term, you know, comment below and correct me. I was gonna call it the danger zone, dude. But as you get out of the danger zone, the audible beep goes away. Now, as we re-enter it, because it's detecting myself and the tripod, and it stopped there. That's normal mode. Now what about obstacle avoidance in cinema mode? The C is in Charlie, cinema mode or sign mode. Same thing. Now sound the alarm, because now I'm in S mode. S is in Sierra. Now S mode, you need to be ultra careful. And I wouldn't use S mode unless I was a seasoned and very experienced pilot, because watch this, as it approaches me, there's no obstacle avoidance. So when you're using sport mode, when you're using S mode, obstacle avoidance doesn't work. So it's not going to try to slow down that aircraft. It will crash into whatever. So never, when you're flying, number one, never assume that obstacle avoidance exists just to be safe. I'm going to kick it back into normal mode now. So now with normal mode, when it comes to me, since I switched from sport to normal, when it comes to me now, normal should detect me. Yes, it does. And see, it's not letting it come closer. And as I go away, the chirping will go away too. But so if you're using sport mode, only use it if you're far away from obstacles. You know, when I use sport mode for the sole purpose of getting and going. You know, getting there and getting back. You know, when I'm going out over open ocean, there's a little island out there, a speck of sand that I need to film. I may use sport mode to get out there more quickly. Then I'll switch to normal or cinema mode to film, and then I'll return. But that's open ocean. You know, when you're around any potential obstacle, that could be people, that could be animals, that could be inanimate objects like a tree or a donut. And don't use sport mode when you're around that, just to be more safe. And again, don't trust obstacle avoidance. Just because obstacle avoidance is a feature that's present on the Mini 3 Pro, don't assume that it'll work. Better yet, don't assume that it even exists to be safe and responsible. You know, you need to be a safe, responsible, and knowledgeable drone pilot. You know, you don't want to assume that these safety features exist. Just like a seat belt in a car. Just because your car has a seat belt, are you going to intentionally ram into something to see if that seat belt works? Probably not, unless you got something that's just kind of funky in your head. But the same with obstacle avoidance. You don't want to assume that it's there. You don't want to assume that it might work. There's just no need to test it. I mean, it's... Oh, that's because I inadvertently hit the... Obstacle avoidance was still working, but my palm hit the view photos icon, so the audible chirp went away. I was like, what's going on? But again, that illustrates why you should not trust obstacle avoidance. In that scenario, my palm of my hand inadvertently hit the little play videos or photos button, and it did away with the audible chirp, but at least the obstacle avoidance still worked. But it could have not worked. So, you know, don't assume these safety features exist. And I preach this over and over because I am the drone evangelist. Since day one, Phantom 1, I've preached safe and responsible drone use, and I'll continue to do that. And I want to encourage all of y'all to be a fellow drone evangelist. Preach and practice safe and responsible drone use, because if we don't preach and practice safe and responsible drone use, then this hobby may cease to exist. And if this hobby ceases to exist, I'm going to be very, very, very irritated at everyone that enabled that to happen. And we don't, you know, we don't want the drone evangelist to be upset. There's no reason to be. Again, just be a fellow drone evangelist. Practice and preach safe and responsible drone use. But that was obstacle avoidance, and I can't preach safety enough. When I mention obstacle avoidance, it and the safety lecture go hand in hand. Don't assume that it exists, because in sport mode it doesn't. The other modes it should, but again, there's a difference between should and will. Nothing's 100% effective. I mean, there's feats of engineering that cost multiple $1 million, if not billions. Sometimes there's something as simple as a little nut or a bolt that fails, and it creates a catastrophic outcome. You know, think about all these satellites that have been launched. Some of them didn't make it, and it wasn't due to the fact that very reportedly intelligent engineers designed it, but all it takes is a little unexpected and simple point of failure to create a catastrophic outcome. So, you know, with that being said, don't gamble with obstacle avoidance. It's there, but assume it's not. And, you know, ultimately your piloting skills, your years of experience, your hours, your flight hours, make yourself comfortable, make yourself confident, make yourself a fellow drone evangelist, and preach that safe and responsible drone use over and over and over. But practice what you preach. So, you know, be an experienced pilot, but preach those lessons to others based upon your experience as a pilot. Let's let this drone hobby continue to exist. Fortunately, this drone hobby, it's like anything else. After it's not brand new, and again, when it was brand new, that's when we had the DJI Phantom 1, very fun days. But now it's not a brand new hobby for most, but it is for many. Meaning that, you know, there's a lot of newcomers that are just getting to the age where they want to get involved with a great hobby. Drones are a great hobby. There's even older people that, for whatever reason, you know, like myself with the DJI Phantom 1. I didn't pick up the Phantom 1 until Phantom 2 had been out. I was a late adopter. But that was late for me. There's people now that have potentially been on the fence since Phantom 1. And when they see this video, DJI Mini 3 Pro, like, man, I got to get one of those. You know, this technology has really evolved. And it has. So having obstacle avoidance on the Mini 3 Pro is just another value add. If you're looking to buy one drone today, unless you need the ultra large camera that a Mavic Air 2S or Mavic 2 Pro or Mavic 3 Pro brings to the table with a 1-inch sensor, unless you need that, there's no reason to consider any other drone. I mean, Mini 3 Pro is it. And if budget is not of concern, get the one like I got with the DJI RC. It's the best controller experience. But there's nothing wrong with considering the other options. And you can expand this video's description and click the link there to find all of the DJI Mini 3 Pro bundles, as well as the other drones too. I mean, I'm not trying to sell you on DJI Mini 3 Pro. I mean, this is a DJI Mini 3 Pro field test. I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. Check out all of my DJI Mini 3 Pro videos and also all my other drone videos, Phantom 1 through present. See for yourself how the technology has continued to evolve. You know, I tell you like it is. So I appreciate your viewership. Again, be safe, be responsible, be your own drone evangelist. Practice and preach safe and responsible drone use. And let's enable this hobby to continue to exist. Thanks for your viewership and your support, and stay tuned for hundreds more drone videos here soon. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, Captain Irix Guy here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/Irix Guy. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.